Morning folks. Right, just a quick video, just a quick update. There's not a lot been going on. I'll just let us in. My clematis that I planted, that's really doing well. That's climbing up nicely now. My sprouts had a bit of a, I wouldn't say disaster, but they kept falling over and they've grown all bent and wobbly, but there's buttons on there, so I should get some. They're looking a little bit mouldy at stems. I don't know what will happen there. I've covered the ground with straw, manure and straw. I try to never leave ground uncovered. Nature does not leave ground uncovered. As you can see by my paths, they're starting to all weed up again. I need to sort them out. The strawberries, I've started moving a few. I'm just going to leave a row along the front in here. I'm going to transfer the back row down where these bags of leaves are, and I'm just going to leave the back. I'm going to basically leave the back spare so that the blackberries can spread along. Just go down here. This is last year's leaf mould bin. If you remember, it's leaf mould and hops. So you know it's coming down nicely. Is that? It's not. It'll take another probably year to be properly usable. You could put it on top as a winter top dressing. Me raspberries, me summer fruiting raspberries, what there is of them, I've tied them all in. I've put some supports up, some posts. Same again, covered the ground with a lot of manure and straw, just to keep it clear really, and to feed them. So this is the sort of system, the wire system I've got. You just put your wires through and tension them with that. I think I've gone a bit mad because I've put posts in. Gooseberry bush, just looking a bit dead. These are the posts that I've put up for my autumn. Now I know they look a bit high, but I'm going to make a fruit cage. So I've cut these right back and I've top dressed them with a load of manure from basically from the beginning of this year, so it's quite well rotted. Swedes, still eating Swedes galore, and looking huge ones at that. Plenty of them. Started collecting leaves. I've got some old fence in there that I've been given to do some bits and bobs about the plot. Strawberries I've tidied all up. Tayberries are all tidied up and tied in. I need to put another string along the top. My carrots I've eaten. I've pulled them all, eaten half of them at restaurant freezer. At a good success. They were brilliant. I think you saw a small quick video. Same again, some more. My leeks, well, leeks are fantastic. I've been eating these, just pulling one or two, just getting in. I need a couple for today. Just let me see. They're a good size. They're fine. Loads of them. My rhubarbs, that one there, they're all cleaned off and top dressed. Remember, never ever ever cover the crowns of your rhubarb. So if you remember, I did an experiment with these carrots where I let them get to about 4 or 5 inches and then I earthed them up. I actually put my mounds of earth over, really over. Let's see if I can get just down here a bit. They were covered up, really covered up, and it seems to have been a success. Now these aren't big carrots, they were late, but they're perfect, absolutely perfect. No carrot fly, nothing. So it seems to work. Banking up the soil around them works. It works a treat. So I'm really happy with them. I've top dressed this bed. This bed's going to be my main onion bed. I'm going to have a go at trying to grow some big onions. Not too many, but I'm going to have a go at some giant, well, what they call class as giant onions. If I can get a 5 or 6 pounder, I'll be over the moon. So this is just manure, top dressed, a bit of hops in it, and as soon as I've pulled the rest of these carrots, I'll sort the rest of this bed out. Over here, my little plum tree. These are just some raspberries that I kept for somebody. My little plum tree, pretty happy. leaves are falling off. I'm going to start to shape that. That now, fingers crossed, this year I seem to be doing okay with my spring cabbage and collies. They seem to be okay under there. I've protected them. I have used some organic slug pellets. Now, Nellie, with me today, I need to say to people about dogs and allotments. Little Nellie, about 3 weeks ago, poisoned herself and she nearly died. It was actually from the manure. In the manure pile up at the top, we've got a massive manure pile up the top there. I'd been bringing down some barrows of manure and she'd eaten a toadstool, and she hadn't even eaten it. She'd just like mouthed it and spat it out, because I could see where she'd chewed it and dug it up. When I went afterwards, now she literally nearly died, and I'm not exaggerating. I was heartbroken. We ended up taking to the vets that made her sick. They put her on a drip, give her charcoal, give her injections, all sorts. Yeah, and on a weekend she had to stay in, but luckily they managed to catch her in time. Even the vet said another half an hour and she'd have probably been dead. She was just dribbling from her mouth, shaking. Oh, I was absolutely devastated. I thought I was going to lose her, but luckily she came round. So please, people that take dogs on allotments, Nellie don't normally go out of here, you know. Nellie normally don't go out of here. She stays in here with me, and she'll go out with me, but she went up to the manure when I went to get some barrows, and she was just playing about and she was just chewing or nibbling bit. That's what she does, and like I say, she poisoned herself, and luckily she's fine, but she got spayed 2 weeks after, so that's why she's not down here. She's got a little baby grow on, and she's doing fine though. So I just wanted to say that about dogs and allotments. Just be careful. So this is my pond, and I am doing a big video. I've done a stage video. I've started to put some plants in. There's bulbs in. I'm waiting till the leaves have stopped falling before I fill it up. I've put some more plants in there, some foxgloves, some irises, some hardy geraniums. So that's now ready. This is my manure that I put in here at the beginning of the year. So that's all coming out and going on the beds. This is this year's compost bin. Now, I'm quite pleased with myself about this. I have to show you this because I am feeling a little bit proud. I've never really took the time to make compost properly before. I've always taken it out too early and spread it on beds, mixed it in potato buckets. But if anybody, people that follow me, you remember earlier on the year I dug out this was half full of last year's compost, and I had a half tub of manure that had been sort of like that, in that state, you know, quite well rotted. And all I did was dug them out and slung them in here together. So although I don't do no dig, it's one turn, and I have to get a handful of this and bring it out in here because this is absolutely incredible. That is beautiful. That is crumbly. It's got loads of tiny bits of sort of straw and rotted vegetation. It is absolutely brilliant. So although I don't do no dig, that's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm going to do a bin full of manure, a bin full of proper compost, let them rot down for, you know, sort of 8 to 10 months, and then I will combine them both into one, and I will give that another 8 to 10 months. So it's getting about a year and a half, but not constantly turning, not messing about with, just once all moved into one big bin and joined together, and that is amazing. Now I'll save that for my potatoes. Talking about potatoes in buckets. This year, I've got to be honest, not done that fantastic. They're not that big. This is the last bucket of sarpos. I'm going to empty it out anyway because I want to take some home, but I'm not the world's best at doing potato reveals because I can't video myself. But it's the size. There's plenty of them, you know, but they're small. So I think it's to do with watering. I don't think it's all to do with feed. I don't, you know, if these had have all grown, they'd have been spot on. There's plenty of them in there. You know, that's one that's a bit squidgy. There's plenty of them in there, and this is another bucket I did earlier on. I made a bit of a sort of clamp. So you know, these are the size that I'm getting. They're not that big, but they're tasty. They're absolutely spot on. I'm doing them more as new potatoes, or spending a lot of time peeling. The pink fir apple that are in there, now I have had a peek at them and they're fine, they're lovely, they're a decent size, so I'll do sort of a bit of a reel next time. No change really up and around here. The only thing is, as you can see by the pile of block paving, I'll just get over here. I've started, whoa, nearly fell over there. I've started on my path down here. So I've just put a string line where I want to go, and I'm just doing a row of edging on each side, and then I'll put some flags down middle. I'll just come up here and turn around. So I've got plenty of flags. So I'm just going to flag down there, flag and brick, down there over the winter into the spring, just whenever I get chance, when it's warm enough. Because I want a hard standing path. I want at least one path that I can come here when it's manky weather and I can walk up it, I can carry stuff up, I can bring stuff. The other paths I've decided I'm going to put I'm going to buy a good weed membrane, and I'm just going to put a load of bark chippings down. Lots of people use them, so I'm just going to use bark chippings. Right folks, so I'll just go back down here. My kale, looking a little bit like some kind of prehistoric palm now, but it just keeps growing and growing. So there's my Cavolo Nero or Nero de Toscano, I can't remember, it's a black kale. A couple of them, and my F1 Reflex. They just keep going and going and going, and they even start little like kalets growing down the bottom. So right folks, thank you very much for following me. I know I haven't done that many videos this year, but it's not been a good year for me with my dad and my operation, and I've been really busy at work, but I managed to get one or two bits and bobs done, and I've loads in the pipeline. Like I say, I'm not a how-to video person. I don't post a video every week. It's just you know, so people can follow what I'm doing, give me ideas, you know, and tell people what I'm up to. I really do appreciate all your comments, all your likes, and the odd dislike I get. Don't bother me. You know, if you don't like something, Mark, just tell me, you know, not a problem. So thank you very much once again for following me, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye for now.